It's getting close to around 2 years of doing content creation in the development space. So in this video, I want to talk about my journey being a dev influencer, content creation, programming, and maybe some other topics. So here's why I started my channel. So about 2 years ago, when I first started, I was really burnt out with the projects and all the other things I was working on at the time. And online, I always struggled to find the why instead of the how. I always knew how to use TypeScript, but I didn't know why. So this sparked my inspiration to kind of make content that was about inspiring rather than teaching. And I started on TikTok. It was literally just me holding the camera at myself and then pointing the camera to the screen to show you what I was talking about. And this type of content is where it all started. But eventually I wanted to make this content better. So I learned how to edit. I learned how to do compositions with After Effects. I then learned how to do 3D modeling. I mean, it just goes beyond and beyond. Every video had to be better than the last. And all of this was on the side while I was working as a software engineer at the company that I built with my two friends over 5 years ago. About a year ago, I met Will, who helped on the channel a ton and now works full-time on the channel. So, I mean, I'm really happy for that. So around the summertime of this year, I made the really tough decision of becoming a creator full-time. My business partners and I discussed this and came to an agreement that was both beneficial to the both of us. Everything was looking great. However, this is where I reached a moral dilemma. Working at a software development job was giving me the experience that I could then pour into my YouTube channel. I don't have this job anymore. So is my job as a dev influencer now about talking about code when I don't even code anymore? And I think a lot of dev tech influencers are feeling the same way I do of imposter syndrome, where they have this large following and they're talking about code, but they don't code, at least not as often or well. So when I make videos about like how I learned how to code if I was a beginner or how to write cleaner code, which are still great videos by the way, the context is starting to switch from providing valuable insight as a real software developer to reiterating on possibly outdated knowledge or just surface level knowledge. And this is where the dev influencers come into play. This term is often used condescendingly to refer to a creator that posts dev related content. And let's be real, a lot of criticisms and complaints aren't really different from what a regular influencer is. But I think a big critique that gets thrown around for devs specifically is background and authenticity behind that background. It's funny because while doing research, I saw a comment on Reddit asking if every YouTube programming channel is a noob in disguise. And then the channel Tokyo EdTech confirming that a lot of the content out there is surface level and often reiterated. But this reply to him, I just love because it was so spot on. In the context of the original poster, I think the problem is less that beginner level content exists and more that there's an awful lot of educational theater meant more to gain metrics than to actually be an educational resource. Educational theater. It's true. One of my favorite channels, Naman Kapoor, hope I'm saying that right, made a video 4 months ago talking about this idea in detail.
The tech, software engineering, programming YouTube community tends to regurgitate the same content. We say the same things again and again and again, repackaged with different titles and thumbnails, but the content is the same. There's only so many ways you can say learn Python, or you don't have to go to college, do a boot camp, or do hackathon projects, or do elite code.
And let's be clear, just because a concept is the same, it doesn't mean that there shouldn't be another video about it. Fresh takes, opinions, styles, etc. If a creator makes a tutorial video and they're not a programmer, well, that's not an issue either, because what you're seeing is what you're getting. There's nothing you have to base the authenticity around. But the underlying value of these types of talking head videos generally are the same. And this has been sitting in my head for a while and made me realize that I'm just playing the YouTube algorithm as well. But in defense of creators, you have to some level. If you want to justify your time making these videos, you need results. And I've talked to a ton of creators who make excellent content, but have become so upset or burnt out because none of their videos perform. And understandably so, it takes a lot of time, effort, and sometimes money to make these videos just for it to come out as nothing. And I'm not just talking about video content on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever. This could be anywhere from a tweet that has a hot take in it, going over the top with a reaction, trying to start drama with another influencer, or more. So if you're you're a content creator giving advice on how to learn code or how to be a better programmer in 2 minutes, without having that programming knowledge that you're constantly working at, then your stuff gets outdated fast. It can come off as disingenuous. In software engineering, you learn a lot on your job by doing your job. So even let's say you're a full-time content creator like myself and doing the research, it's going to have a lot different context than learning on the job. You can't really compare the two. And this isn't a call out to dev influencers at all. It's more so a critique of the algorithms that we use every single day to just drive views, engagement, and watch time. So in this video, the Primogen talks a little bit about it.
So I actually was thinking about doing something similar with this because I realized like one of the easiest ways to hack YouTube and grow fast is to simply do something with every single update, because everyone jumps on YouTube and tries to find out what people are saying about it like right away. It was like an instantaneous success trick, but it's a real thing. People do this constantly where it's like first one to make the release kind of gets to ride the initial wave.
Being the first to market is a rat race. And this rat race often comes with opinions or reactions that are way too early to formulate and can sometimes be negative depending on the influence that person has. But I mean, like, let's be real here. This isn't just a dev community thing. If I was the first to make a GTA 6 reaction video, I would change my channel to GTA 6 with Lewis. But in the dev community, this polarizing thoughts back and forth is what creates division and confusion within the audience that at the end of the day, maybe just wants to learn how to code. Here's a video I really loved a couple months ago by Theo called I'm Burnt Out.
Thought it might be useful to share what it's like going through burnout and how I'm working to get out of it. So yeah, I feel like I kind of have 2 full-time jobs, and honestly, most of the time I love it. Historically, when I get burnt out on one thing, I just move to another.
I don't know Theo that well. I'm a fan of his channel and we're buddies on Twitter, but he looks like an insanely busy guy. This is someone who both works in YouTube and as a software engineer, and he has a team behind him in both areas. And this video resonated with me because I was in Theo's exact same shoes. I mean, to be fair, less credible on the software side, but that risk of burnout is why I did only one job. Software engineering is a really, really tough job that demands a lot of your hours. And so does YouTube. So the argument of just having a YouTube channel and a software engineering role is often what also results in disaster for a lot of creators. And this is where the trap begins. The more videos you make, the more you rely on making sure those numbers stay up. How can I maintain a YouTube channel while also sticking with what works, but also providing value to those who watch? It's a really tough balance. All of these questions brings me to my channel, Coding with Lewis. There are a lot of criticisms that can be made about my channel. This comment right here made me laugh. I don't know what it is, but whenever his shorts pop up, I get more annoyed than I should. If you read that voice like it's the Joker, it just sounds way more funny. But a lot of people share the sentiment that they get really annoyed by my short form content, which fair enough. I get it. It's 1 minute long. The editing is quick and only gives you a small amount of insight. Shorts are a polarizing topic across the internet in every single niche. So I understand that it's just not for everyone. But outside of that, it's worth discussing and critiquing the idea of me not having a programming job anymore, but still making this content that works or acts as advice to those who are looking to get into the industry. What's my actual purpose making these videos? So for the last 3 or 4 months, I have been taking my channel in a much different direction, but carefully. My goal at the end of the day is to make entertaining content that makes you inspired to want to learn code or build an awesome project. And I've been finding different ways to do this with storytelling videos in this dark cinematic kind of vibe, with my Reddit video where I was able to, tell the story about how the programmer battled Reddit for the $20 million API prices, or how Instagram grew to 14 million with only 3 engineers, or building a trading bot that I gave $10,000 to. And this involved me starting to code on a coding channel again, outside of a surface level copy and paste from another monitor with, the documentation open. I would always consider my videos as infotainment, but I think more so my videos are trying to aim more towards the entertainment side of things. Will and I work on these videos for months at a time sometimes, with the writing, the editing, the production side of things. And a lot of you notice that in the comments, and thank you very much for that. So with the criticisms that I've mentioned in this video, I think I want to stay clear of advice style videos. I strongly believe that the videos I have made are very well researched and honest. But looking forward, I just don't think I have the credibility to be able to continue this style of content considering the position that I'm in right now. I want to start avoiding saying things like every programmer should learn this. God. Despite all the effort and quality that we dedicate to the videos that we make, I see why my actions cause division, frustration, or confusion. So I'm sorry about that. If you've still been watching for the last 3 or 4 months, then nothing's really going to change on the channel. You're still going to see the content that I make at the moment, but kind of pivot maybe a little less towards the whole make sure you learn this in 2024 type of thing. I get a lot of hate comments saying things like, I'm fat, I have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm stupid, sometimes death threats. Very weird. But something I'll never accept is that I am not honest with my community. I saw a couple of comments when doing research on this video that said things like, he lies about his experience on his channel. He gets called out on it all the time. Do I get called out? Yeah. To this day, people still roast me for calling VS Code lightweight, which, I mean, I kind of deserved it. But to be in the position that I'm in right now, it's an absolute privilege that I do not take for granted. So when I get something wrong, I will reply in the comments to clear something up. Sometimes if I mess up real badly, I'll just completely remove the entire video. I have a couple that I had to remove, not proud of it. And even in my sponsored posts, I'll talk with my community about how I can make sure that the ads that I make can benefit them more and be more impactful. I also don't lie about any of my past. I have a whole video talking about it. I am not the best programmer, at all. And this isn't just me trying to virtue signal. I honestly think that this is the bare minimum you can do for the people that keep coming back to watch your videos and make this your lifestyle. Side note, dev creators, if you're tucking your ad disclaimer under your description under a bunch of text, that's not a fair disclaimer, just FYI. You know who you are. Any questions you have about me, my process, whatever, comment down below and I'm very happy to discuss and answer any questions. I'll try and respond to all of them. This video isn't to start drama or isn't even about a specific person. Well, yeah, it is. It's about me. But this video was a way for me to reflect on how lucky I am to have such a fast-growing channel, but also dive into the implications and rightful criticisms that are often placed on channels like mine. The creators in this video, as well as some other channels that I didn't even mention, are just absolutely incredible. I'll place some around the screen and probably a ton. I'm sorry if I miss you because seriously, I've met so many awesome people. Being able to meet some of these creators have been an absolute pleasure and sometimes so weird because I was a fan of them before I started my channel and I ended up talking to them on a Zoom call or something and it's this is weird. I want you to list your favorite creators below. I don't want this comment section to be something that is targeting a specific individual or, doing a witch hunt or whatever it's called. Any way you think my channel can be better, I really want to hear it in the comments below. And I want to thank everybody again for such an amazing year. Again, I have so much privilege and so much luck to be able to do this as a full-time job for all of you. I'm so excited to show you what we have in store in 2024. It's seriously so exciting. I cannot wait.